Good evening, everybody. I hope all of you are doing well this week. For this week's video, it's an impromptu piece. There's no prompt involved, just a moment of me observing my surroundings at a particular evening on my way home from work. The poem goes something like this. On a rainy night in Fin Dec, the fog was thick, the rain misting. I sang Led Zeppelin's The Rover to myself with the headphones on, taking shelter from in the subway station, worry of all the running people. As the train doors opened and closed, it's a sign, time to head on home. With the train crossing from Manhattan to Queens, a moment of inspiration follows. Not quite a rainy night in Soho, an impromptu rate from me. On a rainy night in FinDec, the workday comes to a close. So yeah, this piece was inspired by the Pogues' A Rainy Night in Soho. It's on their 1985 album Sodomy and the Lash. And as I was walking from the office building where I work on John Street to the World Trade Center stop on the E train, the song came into my head, even though I was not listening to it at the exact moment I was walking around with my umbrella in hand. I just wanted to take a snapshot of the moment, because after 6 weeks of dry weather, to the point that drought was declared, it felt unusual to see raindrops falling from the sky. So I was just there with my umbrella, just pausing as I walked around, just soaking in the atmosphere. And then I came to the point where the closest pass one can get to One World Trade Center without being on the campus. I'm on one side of the street, like St. Paul's Chapel is on the other is on one side. The Oculus, the beer garden are on the other side of the street. I snapped a photo, and One World Trade Center, it was that type of night where the fog was so thick you could only see the bottom third of the building. You couldn't, as I was walking, like normally when I walk to the subway, if it's a clear day, you could see all of One World Trade Center rising into the sky. Not this night. The top half of the building was completely enveloped in the fog. So as I made it down to the subway, I'm sitting on the train heading back home to Queens, and I don't know what exactly led me to write this poem, but as the train moved out of Manhattan, I opened the notepad app on my iPod and had that first line with a nod to Rainy Night in Soho, which I'm a bit, like, the financial district is close to the edge of Manhattan than Soho is. Soho, you have to go further uptown. So if I couldn't get the homage to the title in the poem, I might as well reference the song. So that's how this piece came to be. And like all the other poems that I have been putting out in the last few weeks or so, I sat on it waiting for the right time for it to come to be, okay, this is when I know it's time to put it out there. And in this case, it's here and now. This is an example that poetry can come from anything. Anything you see, anything you feel, anything you touch, taste, and hear. Everything in this world is fodder for poetry. Life in itself is poetry, even though we don't realize it most of the time because it goes by so fast. Words are art, and everything is poetry. Well, everyone, that's it for this week's video. I hope all of you have a wonderful Friday and weekend, and I'll talk to you guys again next week. Good night, everybody.